We are back with another video. I just wanted to say thank you for everyone for the support on my last video. Everything counts, every like, every subscribe, every view, so I appreciate that. If you're new here, welcome to AdriTV, where I will be, taking you through my life, all good topics, all that good stuff. Okay, so today's video, as you already seen within the title, right, is going to be my labor and delivery experience. All right, so this is something that I got asked a lot after I gave birth. Like, what was my delivery like? What was my experience? So I'm going to give you guys the whole tea, because it is scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like, giving birth, that whole process, like, you wait 9 months for this one moment to meet your child, and you expect it to go one way, but then it goes another way. Like, it's a little crazy. So I'm gonna just be giving you guys all the details. I already gave birth 2 months ago to my son, so it is a little late giving this video, but better late than never. And I still remember that day. I could never forget that day that I gave birth. All right, so I'm gonna get into it. My due date, let's start there. So my due date was August 28th. All right, so it was Sunday, August 22nd, I believe. Yes, August 22nd. It was a Sunday, right? So Sunday morning I had woke up around like 11. Right, when I was pregnant, I was waking up late. Like, I couldn't really sleep at night, so I was just waking up late. So whatever, I woke up at like 11. And I had an appointment, right? I had an appointment to get a wax, a Brazilian wax. And this was my first time getting a wax. So I knew I wanted to get a wax because, if you ever had a baby or whatever the case is, like, you can't see nothing down there no more. So, and I knew my due date was literally like 5 days away, like a week away. So I was like, yeah, I need to get this wax because I'm not about to give birth like this. TMI, but yeah. So I go to my wax appointment. Like, when I woke up though, I literally was starting to get like this pain. Like, it's my first pregnancy. I don't know what like contractions felt like, so I didn't know what this pain was, but I just knew it was pain. I was like, yo, this hurts. Like, this hurts. It was literally all in my back, like my lower back, like my tailbone. It was just a pain. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But I still made it to my appointment, went to my appointment, all done. And then I came back home. I don't even think I really like ate anything because I just was on the run as soon as I woke up, because my appointment was at like, I think 12. But anyways, come back home and I was still having this pain. I remember calling my sister and I'm like, yo, sis, like, I have this pain. Like, I don't even know how to describe what type of pain it felt, but it just really felt like just very sharp in my lower back, my tailbone. I couldn't even stand up. I remember just like slouching. I kept going to the bathroom thinking, I had to go to the bathroom, but I didn't. I tried to lay down. I couldn't lay down. But it was contractions, right? But they were just very inconsistent. Like, it would happen like, one contraction for like 30 seconds, and then it wouldn't happen again for like another 5 minutes. And then maybe that one would be like a minute long. Like, it was just very inconsistent. I remember telling my sister, she's like, yeah, she's like, you're having contractions. She's like, you need to like breathe. Like, I'm trying. She's like, you need to go to the hospital. I was like, no, I don't think it's time yet, because the doctors, they tell you to call the doctors and like go to the hospital when you one, when your water breaks, obviously, right? Or two, if you have any blood, like when you pee. And three, if your contractions are 5 minutes apart, right? So it was none of the three. Like I said, I was having contractions, but they were just very inconsistent. So I didn't call them. I knew they were just going to say nothing. This was all day. I remember telling my aunt, my mom, like everybody. I'm like, all right, I'm getting this pain. Like, I don't know what to do. I remember telling my dad, he was like, call the doctor. So it was like 6 o'clock now. 6 o'clock. Mind you, I told you I was having these contractions since 11 in the morning. So I was just in my house just like dealing with them. Like, I was trying to sleep. I couldn't even close my eyes because it was just, it kept happening. I was timing them and everything. So, what was I going to say? So yeah, it was 6 o'clock. I called the doctor. I told him I was having these contractions, very inconsistent. They were like, they're like, if they're not 5 minutes apart, if you cannot physically breathe or stand, then they are not like the real contractions. Like, it's not time yet. She's like, you can have these types of contractions and pains for a week. I said a week. So there's no way I can deal with this type of pain for that long. And I feel like I have a good pain tolerance. Like, I won't say I have a high pain tolerance where I don't feel pain and like, no, I feel pain, right? But it was something that, I was pushing through until I couldn't push no more. All right. But anyways, called the doctors. They said literally like it's nothing. Like just wait. So whatever. Time passes by. Time passes by. My mom finally comes home at like 7:30. I go take a shower because you know they say like when you're going through contractions, like it's good to take like a hot shower. Like that's supposed to like relieve your pain and stress, whatever the case is, right? So take a shower, and then time keeps going by. It's like 9 o'clock now, right? And then I go to watch like some Netflix. I was like, you know what, let me just try watch some Netflix. So I go to watch some Netflix, okay? And between the hours of 9 to 10 o'clock, like my contractions just sped up really, really fast. Like it now was happening less than 5 minutes apart. Like it was 5 minutes, and then it just started to become like faster and faster. And like I said, it was in my back, my lower back, my tailbone. So I couldn't even stand. Like I just remember slouching and just like trying to breathe. Like that's what contractions feel like. I was just trying to breathe. And I told my mom, I said, there's no way that, and I was gonna stick it out. Like I really was gonna stick it out the whole night and go like the next day, right? Because in my head, I wasn't gonna go to the hospital, or I didn't think, you know, that I was gonna go to the hospital until literally my water broke, right? Like that's in a perfect world. Your water breaks, you go to the hospital. But to be honest, I read, I don't know where exactly, but I do remember reading like about 80% of women's water do not break. But I don't know. I thought I was gonna have like, you know, this perfect pregnancy delivery, like I said, because I didn't have any complications in my pregnancy at all. I had a very good pregnancy. I'm not gonna lie, it was very, very good. So anyways, I told my mom, I was like, listen, I can't deal with this pain. Like we gotta go to the hospital because I just need to know what's going on. Like if they send me home, then whatever. But I do need, like, I want to get checked. I want to know what this is. So we're putting all this stuff in the car, right? So I'm like, go put this stuff in the car. I'm going to, you know, get ready. And like I said, in my head, how I wanted to give birth, how I planned on, you know, bringing my child into this world was I planned on not looking like this, but I planned on, you know, looking appropriate, like having at least my hair done, maybe makeup, depending on what time of day. But I knew, like, I don't know, I just felt in my heart that I was gonna give birth at night. Like I just felt it. But yeah, I didn't have my lashes done. I remember I did not have my lashes done. I'm gonna insert a picture of when my child was born, and you see one just long lash. Like, oh my god, it was crazy. My nails were not done. It was my same nails for my baby shower. Like I was just very unprepared. Like I had my hospital bag and everything like that. Thank god that was already ready. But other than that, like I wasn't prepared, like physically, you know, and mentally. Like I was just trying to just breathe and just go with the flow, you know. So I looked a mess. I look crazy. I think I just had a regular t-shirt and like biker shorts on, and I think it was raining that day too. I'm not gonna lie, it was like gloomy that day, but whatever. It's already, I think it was like 10:30ish at this time, where I'm like putting all that stuff in the car, like getting ready to go to the hospital. And I remember texting my sister. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go to the hospital. But right when I was about to leave the house, right when I was about to leave the house, I kid you not, I remember looking at my mom and I was just like, mommy, I'm going to throw up. And as soon as I said that, I literally threw up everywhere. Like TMI, but like I had popcorn that day, and like it just was everywhere. Like, and I don't throw up. Like I did not throw up my entire pregnancy. Like, you know, some women get really bad like morning sickness, or like, you know, get morning sickness for the first trimester. I didn't get any of that. Like I said, I had a really, really good pregnancy. Like all the symptoms were very minimal of pregnancy. So I threw up and I was like, yeah, something's going on. So I was like, let's go. So we go in the car, and I just remember like the air was just hitting my face. It just felt so good because I was just so hot. Like I was just trying to breathe. Like I don't know, my nervous reaction is I sweat a lot. Like when I'm nervous, I sweat. So I just remember just sweating. I had like a plastic bag in the car, going to the hospital because, you know, in case I threw up again. So going to the hospital, and at this point, like I just couldn't breathe, couldn't talk. Like I didn't even call the doctor and telling them that like I'm on my way to the hospital. Like that's how serious it was. And I remember texting my sister, I'm like, yo, I'm about to go. And she was just like, okay, like good luck, whatever the case is. And obviously my mom, you know. But other than that, nobody knew I was going to the hospital because I literally thought I was just gonna get checked. But I get to the hospital after a 25-minute drive, and I remember I couldn't even walk out the car. Like I had to be held walking in. And as soon as they saw me in the, you know, like labor and delivery section of the hospital. They were like, get her a wheelchair, like take her upstairs. Like I just couldn't breathe. And mind you, you know, we're still in COVID, so I had to wear a mask. And imagine just being in so much pain that you can't even do anything, and you have to wear a mask, and you're trying to just focus on breathing, but you have a mask, so you literally just can't breathe. Like it was a lot. We get upstairs, you know, they're checking me and asking me all these questions, paperwork, literally asking me all these questions, and I'm just sitting there in pain. I'm like, please just help me. It was bad. Like I said, I couldn't even speak, and like the mask kept falling down, and they're like, you need to keep your mask up, you need to keep your mask up. I'm just like, you just get me to a room, please. Like I was getting tight, I'm not gonna lie. Finally admit me into a room. By this time I think it's like 11 o'clock ish, that I like got to the hospital and like got settled in, and it was just like very quiet in the hospital. I don't know, I thought like hospitals are just like very loud. I really thought hospitals are just like a very loud place, but I mean, I guess, you know, it was a Sunday night, it was like 11 o'clock at night, like it was a little quiet in the hospital. They put me in a room, you know, she's like, take off your clothes, put this robe on. Even that was a struggle. Like I really, I was like, I can't move, like I don't want to move. So I remember taking everything off, going onto the bed, and like I said, everything was a struggle to move. And then they started, you know, putting all the injections in. They do the IV in your hand. Couldn't find my vein to do an IV, so I'm literally in pain. I'm like, yo, can you just put this IV in me? Put the IV. They strap up your stomach, because they strap it up twice, one to check the baby's heart rate and then one to monitor your contractions. So they put me on the bed, and then they finally checked my cervix. So mind you, I was already, when I went into labor, I was 39 weeks and 1 day. Yeah, 39 weeks and 1 day when I went into labor on Sunday. All right, and so they admit me into the room. So like it's time, like I'm in the hospital, like I'm about to give birth very, very soon. Like it was getting real. They strapped me up and everything, like, and these are actual contractions. Like it's no going back. I'm strapped in, like I'm admitted into the hospital. Is you know, it's happening. So they put me on all this, like I said, IV, everything. The doctor comes in and she's like, she checks my cervix. All right, like I said, I was 39 weeks. I have not got my cervix checked at this point. So if you don't know how they check your cervix, they put their fingers up in there and they see how far dilated you are. And at that point I was 3 centimeters dilated. And to my understanding, like I wasn't really talking the whole time that they was doing everything, because I was just really focusing on my breathing. But to my understanding, to be in active labor, you do have to be I think 3 to 4 centimeters. So I was already in active labor. Like these contractions were real. Very real. So finally, in 3 centimeters, they're like, do you want to get epidural? And if you knew me before, you know, when I was pregnant, I was like, I want to go natural. Like I really want to have an unmedicated natural labor. Like I don't want any medicine, because you know, you hear all these horror stories about getting epidural and you don't feel it. I mean, like it doesn't work, so then you feel everything and just, you know, all the pain, whatever. I did not want to get epidural. Like that was my plan going into, like, in my head. But let me tell you, I was having contractions all day. At this point, it's been 12 hours of me having this constant pain in my lower back, to the point where I couldn't even walk. I couldn't stand up. Like it was bad. So they said, you want to get this epidural? I said, yes, give me this epidural right now. Like I feel like if I would have started having that pain for like only an hour or so, I could have, you know, I would have been fine. I would have said no epidural. But nah, I was having this pain for 12 hours. I said, yeah, give it to me. So you have to like sign paperwork to do this epidural. So I'm signing this paperwork. I'm still in all this pain. I remember asking them for literally like a cold rag so I could put on my forehead, because like I said, when I get nervous, like I just start sweating. Like I was just so hot. I was like, please just give it to me. So she finally gave me like this cloth. I was just laying there like hurry up. So they go do this epidural, right? And that took a minute too, because they couldn't find it in my vein, in my back, whatever. I just remember them saying like, and mind you, you're getting an epidural like while you're having contractions. So it's like you're already in pain and they're gonna stick this big needle in your back. Like I just looked down and I was just trying to focus on breathing the whole time. I was like, just do it. So I just remember her saying like, you're gonna feel numb in your leg. She's like, so let me know when you feel numb. And I literally felt like this numb, like the shock in my leg, and I didn't feel anything. Like it kicked in, the epidural. So finally I'm laying down. I'm like, yo, what time is it? And I think the nurse was like, it's a little after 12. I was like, oh my God, like, wow, it's already 12 o'clock. Like, that's crazy. And in my head, right, my head, it's a lot of things that I thought was gonna go away that didn't go my way. But in my head, I thought, okay, now I got this epidural, right? I can finally like not be in pain. Like I would be relieved of my pain, and I could relax, right? I could probably, like, you know, go to sleep a little bit. Maybe this baby won't come in the morning or whatever. And they checked me again. They checked my cervix again. I was 6 centimeters dilated now, like quick. I was 6 centimeters dilated in less than an hour, and I was just 3 centimeters. So the nurse is like, you're contracting really, really fast. Your contractions are coming very close together. So she was looking at the monitor, and I remember, like, I think 2 other nurses were in the room. And now they start like turn me to the left, turn me to the right. My body like, just move. Mind you, I'm like, I don't want to move, but I'm moving with them. And I'm like, what are you guys looking at? Like, because they kept looking at the monitor next to me. I couldn't see it. They're like, the baby's heart rate is dropping. Like, if we can't get his heart rate back up, like, we're gonna have to go in for emergency C-section. When I heard the words emergency C-section, mind you, like I said, one, I wanted to go into this and give birth unmedicated, right? I wanted to give a natural birth. I wanted to give a vaginal birth. So when I heard the word C-section, like, I just really didn't even think of a C-section at all throughout my pregnancy. Like, I didn't watch no videos on that. I didn't prepare myself for a C-section. So when I heard those words, I was caught off guard completely. I said a C-section, and it's not just a regular C-section, like, it's an emergency C-section. Like, if you hear the words emergency before any type of surgery procedure, like, that means now. That means no time to think. We're going in for this now. So they said those words, and I just remember like looking, and I'm just like, yo, call my dad. Like, just like, call somebody. Like, call my sister, call somebody, because I have to tell them what's going on. Like, I'm about to have an emergency C-section. And as soon as those words came out of her mouth, she said, we're gonna have to go for emergency C-section. I like, just like, the world, I felt like the world just stopped. I was like, what? And she said, yep, we're going for emergency C-section. They put like this cap over my head. She took the like the railings up on the bed. I think the nurse jumped on the bed with me. I don't remember. And they just pushed me out that room. They were like, call the other nurses, we're going into the emergency room. And I literally remember just praying. Like, I just looked up at the ceiling. I'm just like, Lord Jesus, please, like, keep us safe, please, you know, know, like, have these doctors know what they're doing. Like, just make sure that we are safe, because like I said, giving birth is very dangerous. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. Like, you never know. And just like this, like, my baby's heart rate was dropping. Like, it was crazy. So we get into the room, and they put me, I remember they took my body. They were just, all right, we're gonna pick her up. They picked me up, boom, put me on the surgery bed. They put the curtain up, if you know, like, they put the curtain up so you don't see them cutting your stomach. And I remember, like, just my arms being back, like, literally, like, I was just like a dead body. I'm just laying down there looking at the ceiling. I'm drugged up because I'm on the epidural, and they literally just started cutting me open. She's like, all right, she's like, we're gonna start now. If you feel any sharp pain, let us know. And as soon as she said that, I'm like, yo, if I feel pain, I'm screaming. Like, I'm screaming. You're gonna tell me you're gonna cut me open, and if I feel it, like, yeah, I'm screaming. So they cut me open, and I didn't feel pain, like sharp pain, but I did feel like pressure, like a lot of pressure on my lower stomach. But they cut me open ASAP. I just remember them saying, like, I think it's a boy. No, I just remember them. So they cut me open, and then they said the baby's umbilical cord is wrapped around his neck. So I heard that, but I didn't hear my baby. I heard them say the baby's umbilical cord is wrapped around his neck, but I didn't hear my baby cry. You probably hear my baby in the background right now, but I didn't hear him cry. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? And then I finally hear my baby cry, and I'm just like, oh, thank God. Thank God. And now, you know, they're stitching me back up, whatever the case is, and then they bring the baby next to me, and I just remember looking at him. It was just such a surreal moment. I really couldn't believe it. Like, I really met the love of my life that day. Like, I had a beautiful, healthy little baby boy. He is currently sleeping right now. He's in my arms because he was crying. Let me see. Yeah, no, he's not having it. You guys will see him maybe next video. Oh no, definitely next video, because next video I got something cute for us, right? But yeah, that was literally my experience. Everybody has a different experience. I'm just happy that he was born and safely, you know, all that good stuff. But if you didn't know too, I'm gonna just add this. He was in the NICU for 3.5 days after giving birth because he had problems with his breathing. They said his breathing was abnormal because it was really fast, so they thought it had something to do with his oxygen. So he was in the NICU for 3.5 days. So I gave birth, well, I went to the hospital on Sunday night, gave birth Monday morning, like early Monday morning, like 12 a.m. morning. Yeah, gave birth 12 a.m. on Monday, and I didn't leave the hospital until Thursday. Okay, so that whole week I was literally just in the hospital. Yeah, like that was my experience. If you have any more questions, like as far as like recovery of that or anything, you know, comment down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, right? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. More videos will be uploaded. Thank you so much for watching.